There we go. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got you guys at a little bit of an angle because I forgot to charge my phone before the live stream, and I'd rather not have it die in the middle of the live stream and all that good stuff. So I got you guys on the left side instead of the right, and I know it kind of looks like I'm upside down. That's because Well, I am. So I apologize for that. I don't have a color combination particularly in mind today, but what I was going to do is repurpose this 2 of 3 canvas panels that were from a stencil that unfortunately got bent in the mail. It lifted and it was supposed to say "Love You More." It's really cute. I loved it, but metal stencils are such a pain to deal with and try to bend back into place. So before, um, before I thought it was gonna work, just bending it all back in place by hand. But well, I've been wrong many times before. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing with that stencil. I might see if some friends might be able to help me get it bent back into place. But for now, we're just going to repurpose these two because I can't really... I could go in with acrylic paint and just kind of add to it and outline it, but I'm getting low on canvas already with these live streams and all of my pour paintings, so I'm just going to repurpose what I have. And in my book, this counts as a fail. So I'm going to turn this around. It's going to look upside down, but, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's going to get covered up anyway. Alrighty. I don't have, like I mentioned before, I don't have any color combinations in mind today. The green paintings were a lot of fun. Let me pull those out so that way you guys can get a close look to them now that they are dry. And maybe I can get some title suggestions in what to call these for when I eventually put them up online to be sold. Or so that way I can just keep track of what ones have and have not sold. So somewhere in one of my paints, pretty sure it's one of the whites, I used house paint from when I used to work at a Benjamin Moore retail store. I'm sorry, I have not had my coffee yet, somehow, so bear with me. But I used to work at Benjamin Moore, a paint retail store out in Stanwood, Washington State. And I loved every minute of working in that store. It really taught me a lot about finding the undertones, pairing colors, what to expect from house paint, and all of that good stuff. And I definitely want to return to them any chance that I can. I've moved since, unfortunately, but now that I've gotten my feet wet into paint, there's no way I can feel the same about it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, some of the paint started cracking along here. I don't mind the cracking. I'm actually thinking I might take a super fine detailed paintbrush and kind of reintroduce the golds that you see here and thread it in between those cracks just to make it pop a little bit more. So, because I mean, this is super pretty. I had a lot of fun with this one. I believe this one was the first one that we poured and worked on. The one that I showed you was the second one. And then this one was the third. But look at that. That's just delicious. I love this right here. And that's pretty cute too. I really like how the white just adds to everything and it almost thins the paint out. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. So if you saw my last video, this is the result of my fourth pour painting, where I used the toilet paper roll here actually, poured all of my colors into a cup, set this on top of the canvas, poured on top of that, and it gave this really neat, beautiful spider webbing almost effect. Kind of like the spot up here, but I lost all of those edges as soon as I started to tilt and twirl it. Miss Muffin, what are you doing? Muffin. Thank you. Supervisor. Don't mind her. But, so yeah, I thought maybe I could fix this by adding a few more drizzles. I didn't blow it out like I thought I was going to. I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Like, it looks cool, and then it's kind of like, what is going on? If I can avoid it, I don't want to pour over this, just because it's going to be like extra thick, and it's going to take a week long to dry, and then it's just, the texture's not going to be all that good. So I guess I'll keep that one for a I'll just keep that one in the back of my mind for now. I'll find something to do with it. All right, here is the cup from my last live. All of those greens and the gold shining through. It's so pretty. I like it a lot. That was a lot of fun. So I think today we are going to do mainly dark colors. I want to go for something dark and bold, and not as chaotic as my previous dark and bold pictures. So we are going to start off with this, I'm going to call it Storm Cloud Gray. It's got a line of gold in there with gold mica powder. It is a bit more on the liquidy side, but it's super pretty. And I'm not going to coat over this canvas today. I'm just going to leave it as is. Maybe that will attribute to some interesting effects. And this is spray paint. These drips and squiggles here and there, that's from a can of spray paints that's supposed to be used for a marbling effect, like if you're trying to make yourself a marble countertop or tabletop, you can use it. It's by Rust-Oleum, and it gives some really cool effects. I haven't entirely figured out how to make it look more like marble. This just looks like a splattered mess, but it worked. All right, so there's the Storm Cloud Gray. And then I'm going to add in black. And I guess this black also does have gold mica powder in it. I love the shiny things. So far in my pour paintings, None of the colors that have had mica powder in it, aside from the white with the blue undertone, I'll pull it up for you. This one here. This is a white paint, but it's got a blue undertone on it. So far, none of my paint colors have actually shown the mica powder within it. If anything, it tints it more than it really shines through, which is kind of sad. But, you know, I'm good with tinting. Okay, so in goes the black. We have Storm Cloud Gray and black going in. And then, like I said, I want to keep the colors dark. Let's go with a silver. Oh, silver is going to be on the thicker side. Barely even hear it moving around. I hope it didn't settle too much. Okay, here we go. We've got a metallic silver going in. We'll just do a nice layer of that. And let's add in a warm color. Let's see. You know what? Let's be drastic. Here we go. This is Scarlet Red from the dollar store plus water. So it is also going to be on the thicker side. I won't put that much in there, but if it gives us some highlights, that would be pretty cool. So just that much, a little bit. Okay, then we'll go back in with the black. Kind of break through it. Break through both the metallic silver and the scarlet red. I'm going to go back in with the Storm Cloud Gray. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's going to look pretty interesting. And then gold, because why not? Kind of getting a little bit inspired actually by that fourth painting that I messed up on my last live stream on Monday. This part right here, like that looks pretty cool. So I'm just going off of inspiration. Here comes the gold. A little swirly swirly. And let's see, if I go with black, that might thin it out. That's going to thin out the gold. Let's go in with a watered down pinkish red. Ooh, that one almost came out. There we go. Miss Muffin, what are you doing? Are you being up to no good? All right. I think we are going to call that good for this one. Focus. Thank you. I promise that's silver. It's just catching the green light coming from the cup. And you know, let's go with the small paper tube this time. Right in the center. Okay, here we go. Oh, the white and the storm cloud gray looks really cool, actually. Just kind of want to keep the golds going in there. Come on. I don't want to lose all the golds. All right, so the tube is nice and full now. Got little itty bitty ribbons. Let's go around the edges with what we have. And set that aside. Okay, ready? I don't know if I'll be able to bring this up to you, but it looks like, yeah, colors are already starting to seep through. All right, here we go. Nice little paint bubbles. Okay, so that mixed more than I was thinking it would. It looks cool. All right, I'm gonna set that one off camera, let that one drip dry. Very interesting. I'm not too crazy about the little squiggles in the center, but we'll see what happens. Checker, dude. Checker. Quit, dude. I've got both my supervisor and my general manager in the room with me. They're animals. Just Checker, my dog, and my cat. Miss Muffin. Ooh, that's looking really cool now. That red is pulling through nicely. Still not crazy about those squiggles. Got some nice cells with that red though. I might spin this out in the Lazy Susan. That looks so cool right there. I love this area. I'm not too crazy about this, but maybe we can just kind of pull it that way. Get some kind of a flow and direction going. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this on camera. Stretch it out. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, you know what? I like this. Not too crazy about right here. It doesn't really work with everything else, but I like this the way how it is. Awesome sauce. Okay, and away on the drying rack it goes. Save our progress. I'm not going to worry with covering the edges. I could, but I've got little pockets here and there that aren't exactly covering the edge. And I like this the way how it is, so I'm going to leave it. And eventually I want to have a video on embellishing my spray paintings. And I'll pull up an example of one that I did a while ago. This was done back in my early days of pour painting when I finally started giving it a try. And this is what I do with all of my spray, or not my spray paintings. I do this with my spray paintings, but well, I can't zoom out. Well, fine then. So I've got some driftwood, some broken glass to look like sea glass. I've got some nice little seashells. And yeah, this is what I like to do with some of my pour paintings, and then I just added a little feather on the side there. Doing those is a whole lot of fun, and I'd like to do more of it. So once I figure out how to set up the video for doing stuff like that, I'm gonna jump on it. Okay, up, up, and away. Now we've got our second one. We'll turn our cup right side out, or right side up. I know how to English. Okay, this time, so the gold really played a big role in that. And I like it. I know we're not going to get the same effect or the same style, but I'm going to continue with those colors. Just in a different order. So first I want to add in the silver. And just kind of repeat what I did. Even though I know it's futile. Do you say futile or futile? I say futile. Okay, now we can go in with the black. Break it up. It'd be easy with the black on this one. Storm Cloud Blue. I'll say a good amount of that. And then we will go in with the Scarlet Red. I wonder which one of the reds added that effect. If that was the Scarlet Red from the dollar store, or if that was my homemade red paint. If anybody figures out how to scientifically, well, okay, never mind. I was going to say, if anybody has figured out how to scientifically understand that, that's called a recipe. And a recipe, that of which I did not do. So just pretend like I didn't say anything. Oh dear. I love the chaos. Okay, going back in with the silver, break things up, add it back. Decent amount. And then gold. And for good measure, we'll go once more with the homemade red. And one last squirt of black to cut through it all. Oh, it kind of looks like an eyeball. All right. Whoops, sorry. I'm thinking I would like to reuse the paper tube that I just got done with, since there's already paint inside. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. All right. Round 2. Ooh, that's interesting. Whoops. It's already leaking out the side. I'm not doing any kind of shaking or ribbons, swirls or drizzles. I'm just pouring it straight down into the center. Okay. Cover our edges because that worked for us last time. There we go. A little bit of a tight space. I don't know if it will reach the edge, but hopefully it does. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the cup. Oh, that's nice. Okay, here we go. Let things sit for a minute. Refocus. And here we go. One on the side, bubble. Two on the side, bubble. One up here. Why do those always look like eyes? I mean, it's cool, but I just made a critter. Really, by dabbing this, I'm just trying to get rid of the excess so it doesn't stick to my grid. There we go. Very interesting. The way how it's showing up on camera is exactly how it looks in person. So let's see what we get. Reach the sides. And the corners. Because I know that'll all pull down as soon as I make the angles a little bit sharper. Boy, it's really just mixing in that top corner. Sorry for the glare, if there is a glare. I've got the sun coming in through my window. And I don't exactly have a setup, a studio setup or anything like that. Wow, these colors just really muddied together. Certainly is providing an interesting effect. It almost looks like a paled out rose gold in some spots. Thanks to the red that I added in there, the reds. I think I'm going to have to blow this one out some, especially this little area right here. Over here looks like a geode. That looks cool. And I've already turned my cup upside down, so maybe blowing it out will reveal some interesting little pockets of color. Okay, that's kind of looking a little bit better. Definitely have a lot of interesting color variations. Spin this around a little bit. Ooh, there we go. Interesting. Let's see if we can get anything now that we've kind of rippled the paint up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I see it. This looks like a feather, and so does this. This looks like it's trying to become a feather. Let's see if we can't maybe pull that out a bit. Okay, I've got my skewer. Maybe I can blow those out just a little bit. This one really doesn't want to become a feather. I don't know what it's going to be. If it don't want to be a feather. Oops, sorry, got my hand in the way. Hopefully these creases I'm creating will stay put. Okay. Let's blow this out just a little bit more. Yeah, that red doesn't want to move. There's not too much paint on it. Okay, that's very interesting. I am going to call it good right there. And for the sake of my phone battery, I think we are going to call this a day. Let's get those extra drips off the edge. This was a heavy painting. There's a lot on there, but that looks so cool. I like it. All right, and as a recap, here's what we did today. Got that one, super duper neat. And this one also super duper neat. I don't know which one's my favorite yet. Hopefully these don't crack when they dry. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was awesome. We created something new. And I can't wait to see what happens next Monday. Hopefully you'll be there and you will have as much fun with this as I do, as I have. I can English. I try. I lack caffeine. Okay, until next time, see you later.